going on, my man?
What's up, brother? What's up? Peace, fam.
What's
Word.
good?
Good to
What's
be you
good?
back again. Good to be
Oh
you
yeah,
back.
oh yeah, oh yeah.
Word,
Peace
no
to the
doubt.
family.
Oh
Peace
yes.
to the family. This is Brother Ben Rob with my man Henry Hart Jackson as my co-host. Man, we just
Yes,
chilling.
indeed.
Another day. We blessed to be here. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
I just want to say
Absolutely.
peace to everybody out there. Peace and love. How about you, my brother? You want to get some shout outs, man?
Shout out to all of our family out there, everybody. I just put it, us as a one, as a people. Just
Yes,
everybody,
yes, indeed.
against anybody in particular, all of us, whether you're African, Jamaican, Puerto Rican, Dominican, all the Dominicans be acting funny. They don't think they black, but we all still
Yeah,
family. You know what I mean? All of our family out there. I think we talked about that before. That we're
yeah,
powerful globally. And we're
yeah,
strong as a
yeah.
unit, as a people, all together.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Word.
Shout out to everybody, that's listening. You know what I mean? We appreciate you listening, man. And I had set up a new page, man, for Keeping It 100. I had set it up in the podcast group. I had also it's called Keeping It 100 Podcast 2021.
Hmm.
So if you haven't been on that page yet, please go to Keeping It 100 Podcast 2021 and go ahead and follow that page. And you can send messages, through that page as well. I am going to keep the group page. I'm going to keep that page, but we definitely going to be streaming live to that page and all the other pages that we can. Um, so tonight, however, we get into wanted to get into this love thing, and
Right. So far, we haven't had any real drama outside of the possible turnover of
yes, 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 yes,
which is
and
crazy. We
yeah,
won't even get
very
into
crazy,
that.
very
But
crazy.
like,
And
good
and
lord.
one of the things. Well, first of all, we want to thank everybody, like I said, for joining in. You
Yes,
could
thank you.
also catch us on Square Media, a channel called Channel 13. If you don't
Hmm.
know, you can catch us over there as well. So you can catch us on what is it, YouTube. We on Keeping It 100 YouTube as well. Keeping It 100 Podcast on YouTube. We're on Keeping It 100 2021 Facebook
Hmm.
page, as well as Channel 13 Square Media. So you can holler at us on there, and I guess you can see me now. Um,
Hmm.
so what we trying to say? Um, are we actually living in the love that was explained to us or taught to us by white people? Coming up in
Hmm.
America. You
Yes.
know, are we even living in love? In our relationships and in the way that we treat each other, the way we treat one another. You know,
Hmm.
um, what is love? You know,
Yes, indeed.
um,
Right.
I'm going to read just a little bit about, according to the dictionary, what love is. Okay, a profoundly tender, passionate affection for another person, a feeling of warm personal attachment or deep affection, as for a parent, child, or friend. And if you ask me, that's kind of like a different love. If you ask me,
Hmm.
when it comes to a parent, a
Right.
child or a friend. I mean, it's the same love, but it's a different kind of love. You know
Hmm.
what I mean? Sexual passion or
Hmm.
desire. Okay,
Right.
so already they're getting into the whole sexual thing, and
Hmm.
that's supposed to be a part of love or sexual intercourse or copulation.
Right.
Again, sex.
Hmm.
Um, Personification of sexual affection. Okay,
Hmm.
affection and concern for the well-being of others. Um, when it seems like there's a lot of connection with sex, as being love or showing in having an affection of love or showing some sort of
Hmm.
connection with love. They also say, love for a family member or, someone you care about. Um, but are we really practicing love? You know what
Right.
I'm saying? When we in our relationships, when things are going south, when things aren't going right,
Hmm.
you know, are we showing any kind of love, real love and support, or do we seem to be um, doing the opposite? I want to know if there's anybody out there who may want to comment on that. Let us know what you feel. We'll read your comment on here. We may even put you on here.
No
But
doubt. Right.
we
All
want to know
opinion.
that, Henry. I'm going to ask you this
Hmm.
question. I mean, based on your experiences,
Uh huh.
you know, what would you feel, is the meaning of love, and have you been in relationships where you and the person that you were with practicing real love? Was it real love? Because what I see in our relationships today is a
Mm-hmm.
lot of divorce. The
Right.
divorce rate is off the hook.
Right.
Okay, and you see a lot of single parents,
Mm-hmm.
who are
True.
very bitter, have animosity towards each other.
Right.
And then children got to grow up without either the mother or the father living in the same home, or this the family structure is broken.
Personally.
And in some cases, when the family structure is broken like that,
Mm-hmm.
then you have, other things that could come into play.
Right.
Children could grow up feeling in a certain kind of way because they don't have dad there, they don't have mom
It's
there,
passed
and
down. Right.
that can have an effect
Mm-hmm.
on a
True.
child.
Trauma.
To the
Right.
point where, let's say, you come into the picture, you know what I mean, and you're not treated the same way.
Right.
You know what I mean? Well, I come in the picture, I'm not treated the same way. You know what I'm saying? There's no, you get what I'm saying? And
Absolutely.
that
Right.
person could grow up feeling a
Right.
certain kind of way because, hey, my mom and pop, they broke up, or whatever the case may be. In some cases, they don't even know why they broke up, and they don't even care. If they found out why, they don't even care.
Right. Personally,
They just want their people to be together.
I think the
And I just
foundation.
think that
Mhm.
the way we've been practicing love, the type
True.
of relationships that we get involved in, I don't think there's no real love there. I don't think it's the type of love that holds relationships together.
That's because of the
I just
foundation.
just give me your point of view on that, brother.
Yeah, my opinion on it basically is the foundation. It's like if you build in a house, if the foundation is weak, the house is going to fall. You know what I mean? So
Mm.
the reason a lot of people relationships or what they call love falls because it's based on lust, not love. There's a
Lust,
difference.
yes.
Yeah, and the most majority of us, like it's about to be summer, they coming out, the freak, everything is coming out now. When the sun come out, the boob, everything come out. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of brothers and sisters, and it's almost like a mating call. I think we was talking about that a couple days
Yeah,
ago. You know
yeah.
how you watch National Geographic, but the mating call for woman is putting on the spandex and different things. You know, it's like a like look at me. You know, like certain different birds and animals have their different mating calls, but amongst humans, the pheromones or however you want to put it. So a year from
Right.
now, you got two people that probably shouldn't be together are together, making it work because they lusting after each other, not loving each other, and then they pretend that it's love. And sometimes lust can probably turn into love, depending on the people. You know, you could take two people. First of all, in my opinion, you can't have selfish people that really have love. They have love, but love for themselves. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So and
Mhm.
sometimes you get that. You'll get into a relationship with a person. They'll get you flowers. They'll do this and that, but they're
Mhm.
just putting on an act. So a couple weeks, a
Mm.
couple months later, you see the real them, and you see a selfish mother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
damn, everything is about them. But once again, you being in their life was about them. They dug you for whatever, so they pretended long enough to get you, to trick you or whatever. And it was never about you or about love or sharing love with somebody. It was about them pleasing themselves with somebody. Like I say, even sometimes a domestic situation, The woman would be like, "Oh, he loved me. I know he hit me." No, he loved having somebody that he could slap around. You know what I mean? Like sometimes it's like he don't love you. Like love is expressed differently than that. But
Hmm.
once again, I was just telling my cousin and some other people, we're raised in a warped sense of love. You ever hear the sense like, what do they say? I'm hitting you. I'm only beating you like this because I love you. Like our parents
Yeah,
raised us on
yeah, yeah.
that
It's like a
mentality
pimp.
of,
It's like
yeah,
some
right.
pimp shit.
Yeah, this is hurts me more than it hurts you. No, it
Yes, sir.
don't. You
Yes,
ain't getting
yes, sir.
smacked
I get it.
around.
Hmm.
You know what I mean? But once
Yeah.
again, we learned this from our parents, from our elders, from us. They were misguided as well. But once again, like we go back and we talk about the Europeans that enslaved us, we learned a warped sense of love from them, of being in captivity under them. You got to think of, they probably told their slaves, "I'm only whipping you like this, boy, because I care for you." Another master would have probably lynched you. Whatever warped, twisted, what I mean, philosophies they had. But once again, our mentality and our guidance into the world of love, amore, and all of this stuff comes from sociopaths for the most part. And if
Mm.
you have somebody, once again, like, can you imagine some domestic violence situation? Dude is beating up his wife, and he's telling her, trying to convince her, "Oh, look at what you made me do to you. It's your fault. You should have cooked my dinner the right way or ran my bath water sooner." You know what I mean? Like, that's
That's
love,
crazy.
really. Like I said, once again, reflecting back to what I said, he just loved the fact he got somebody he could beat up. And well, going back to with the lust thing and everything, the foundation of what a lot of us connect with other individuals, the reasons have nothing to do with love. Sometimes it's just loneliness. Or sometimes you need somebody to go half on bills or whatever. But it's about honesty. And a lot of times, if you was honest with, I challenged somebody at a job I had, and it was like women don't want the truth. She's like, "What you talking about?" "Yes, we do." And I was like, "If a man was to walk up to you and say, 'Yo, I just want to straight bang you and just give you a token and get on the train,'" she was like, "I would slap him in the face." Like, yeah, but that's honesty. Y'all don't want honesty. You know what I mean? You want the guise of love. There's I don't think it's a parable, but it's a saying: men give love for sex and women give sex for love. Meaning, we'll say, "Hey, baby, it's flowers. I love you. I'm on it." We'll basically put love out there so we can bang and smash. But women, oh, let the boobs hang out. They'll project sex to get love, to get that man to love them. You know what I mean? It's kind of a counterpart, a counter reaction. Like, I'm not saying
I
that
think
every
it,
man out
you
there
know what I
only
think?
wants. Mm-hmm,
I think it's somebody else's version of
mm-hmm.
love. It's somebody else's version. Like I just feel like we're living in someone else's reality, someone else's world, someone else's
It's
environment.
European philosophy.
And
Look at the
and
word
and
romantic.
right. And we're being taught that this is love.
Mm-hmm,
Love is living in the same house together. You're married. You're having babies.
mm-hmm.
You're doing all of this. You're supposed to be faithful. You're supposed to do this. You're supposed to do that.
Right.
And okay, great. But then when things begin to happen, when there's
Mm-hmm.
problems, when there's trouble and stuff
Real
is
life.
starting
Right.
to mess stuff up in your relationship,
Mm-hmm.
that's when real love starts to come out. You know what I'm saying? At least you get to see, if there's real love there. I'm not saying that if somebody's beating you to death and you're in a relationship that you're supposed to stay there because you love them. I'm not saying
But
that.
then, but then you
But
know
what
what?
I'm saying is
Mm-hmm.
you know, there has to be a way to understand what this means because I don't think that the love that we're practicing is keeping our relationships solid. I think
Right.
maybe some of the old folks back in the days,
Mm-hmm.
grandma and grandpa, who've been through a whole lot, they've been through a whole lot. Sometimes grandmothers had to see their man do all kinds of crap.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they stuck by him.
But see,
But
was that love though, or
right?
was
Was
that
it
just
love or was it
patience?
just what was it?
It could have been.
You know
I
what I
got
mean?
nowhere else to go. If I leave this man, you know what I'm saying. You got to think
Right,
from the humble beginnings of a lot of our ancestors. All
right.
they had, and sometimes they had to stay together. If your husband or what until Massa, if Massa would be the only one that could tell, Mr. Jones that he could leave the plantation and not be your husband
Right.
no more, or whatever. He could be like, I'm leaving that woman. Leave to go where? Nigga, you better go back in that house. That's what the white
Yeah,
man
yeah,
would take.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
didn't even have a choice. And even with the woman, you had to have that cohesive family, even if it just had a look. Like y'all been waking up and picking cotton every day. Y'all continue on with business as usual. Like I said, I didn't live through slavery, but I'm assuming that most likely we didn't have a lot of choice and a lot of other things. So probably in that area, our choices was limited as well as being studs. You know how they studied out the black men to farm. You
Hmm.
could, excuse me, you could think you was gonna fall in love with this black woman, this Nubian queen on the farm, and y'all was gonna live happily forever and raise your children. Guess what? When Master came that next week and said, "I need this man Dingo to go breed on another farm with other women," I'm gonna leave him over there to breed for a couple of months, a year, whatever. As a matter of fact, give me two of your children. I want them two over there. I'm gonna sell them. Our
Yeah,
families
it's
were
like
divided. So I
I,
mean, at a
yeah.
point, is it? I don't know if it's love. Like, how could you even? Sometimes you might even have a disassociated love because you be like, I know at any point in time, it's like dogs having a litter. Not to compare our people with it, but that dog probably every time I see a dog with his litter, it's probably already mine. Some
Hmm.
human is gonna come and take all these my puppies, my babies from me. So let me not get too adjusted. Let me not get too comfortable. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Because I have no power over this situation. Once again, being a breeder or a mandingo or whatever for the chop, you already know master gonna come in and say, okay, pack up real quick. We gotta go. You say bye to your wife and what you thought was your wife and your kids. You know what I mean?
And
So,
yeah, I think slavery definitely messed up
mm,
our whole perception,
mm-hmm,
of what true love is really about. You know, I mean, even to the point where, you even got military spouses who get together and then, the husband has to leave, or they have jobs where the husband ain't there, he got to go. You know what I mean?
separating the
And
household,
leave the
right?
wife, leave the wife with the kids, but then, after a while, the wife is missing, or her man or husband, or the person
Right,
that she's in love with, and he ain't there. Next thing you
right.
know, she wound up messing around with some other man, and the first thing she
Mm-hmm,
gonna say is, "Well, you ain't hardly home. You ain't there." You know
right.
what I mean? And it's like, well, damn, you supposed to love me. You know? Yeah,
Mm-hmm,
but
right.
I think some of what holds a relationship together is spending time with one another. I'm not saying you got to be all on top of each other all the time, but I'm
Right.
saying spending time with each other, and knowing that your wife is going to be coming home and you're going to be coming home to each other. You know,
Right. True.
um, I don't know. I just think that definitely, you know, um, slavery, our experiences in slavery, especially
No
when
doubt.
you see you saw you read stories about white men or clansmen, damn near
Hmm.
breaking
Right.
into your home, and each one of them having sex with your woman, and you got to sit there and watch that shit.
And
You got
watch,
to
just
watch
like
it.
buck breaking. Right. Buck breaking as well.
Yeah. Then they turn around and have sex with you as a man, one man and the other. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
you know,
To show
and
that you
then
have no
but then
dominant. Hmm.
later, but then tell us that love is ingrained in this Bible, in this book, which is the same
Hmm.
book that you used to enslave us.
Right.
You read certain things from that book to keep us in a
Yep.
position
In
of
prison.
servitude, but then you
No
turn
doubt.
around and we get married by it.
Right. Right.
Like, I don't know if that's for us. I don't know if that's
Uh,
our love. You know what I'm
no, it's
saying?
not. Another thing too,
I don't know.
because somebody just recently asked me if I'm gonna be jumping the broom. I'm like, do you even know what that signifies? Like, a lot of our people don't realize, like, we jump in the broom like we slaves. But actually, from what I remember reading about it, is that the white master, the slaves, the powers that be at the time, actually did that as a symbolic thing for the slaves to think they were married. Like their marriage was no more official than anything. You know what I'm saying? It's like, well,
Hmm.
just tell them niggas jump the broom and that makes it official for them. But actually,
Right.
that was like telling a child, you know, well, throw your tootsie roll in the air, and that means you're all a boyfriend and girlfriend symbolically, but legally, there was no legal. You couldn't be married. You were master's property. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So the broom is basically a symbolic thing of how our people were powerless to be married. But then you still
Right.
have our people traditionally carrying this on to this day. Jumping over the broom, passing on the bad habits of slavery. You know what I'm saying? Once again, it's the misguidance of what love or marriage or the institution of marriage really is. That was something negative that came from our imprisonment here in North America. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
But you
Hmm.
still got intelligent people with college degrees that are still jumping the broom. Maybe they want to say, maybe that's the same reason we eat ham hocks and grits still. I don't know. If my great grandfather did it, it's good enough for them. It's good enough for me. I
But you
don't
see,
know.
this is
But
why I say, this is why I say that um, the the type of stuff that we go through here with each other, the type of environment that has been set, I think that environment is helping to damage this thing that we call love for each other in our communities. You know,
true.
and because we are people who love pretty hard and strong. But when you got
Mm-hmm.
police killings, when you have us killing us, when you have drug dealing, when you have alcoholism,
Right. Right.
alcoholism is one is if it ain't number one, it's got to be in the top five reasons why marriages don't work or
Mm-hmm.
relationships don't work.
That's why
Because
they formed temperance groups back in the days. A lot of the women was getting
huh?
beat up.
You said what? Say it again.
No, I was saying that's why they formed a lot of temperance groups back in the days. Household woman was
Hmm.
getting beat up by their husbands.
Hmm.
So there's like, we're going to
Yeah,
ban alcohol.
yeah,
A lot of temperance groups was actually
right,
started by battered wives. Mm. I'm sorry, I'm
right.
listening.
Because see, the alcohol was usually used to combat some of the internal fears or internal concerns of a man.
Mm-hmm.
Especially years ago when slavery and all that stuff was really, really. You couldn't even, as a black man, you couldn't even go outside. Because if something was going to go down, you was
Right,
going to get disrespected, something.
right.
So
It's chopping up a
uh,
little bit. Signal's breaking up.
freezing up.
No, I was saying the
Yeah, my
signal seemed like it's breaking up, chopping up a little.
but yeah, I don't like that.
Mm,
But
mm,
but the bottom line is, I just think all of those things play a role in um in kind of throwing a monkey wrench in our relationships,
mm-hmm.
and it's causing it
But
caused a whole lot of damage then, and it's causing a whole lot of damage right now today.
I
You
think we
know,
made reference to
well, what
Project
can we
X.
do? What can we do to try to understand what real love is with one another and try to patch it together? Because and mind y'all, this is just the first episode of what we're talking about here. This is going to be like a freaking 10-part series if possible. We're going to have different people come on and they're going to talk about this because you know um, in our communities we need each other more than ever before.
Yes.
Okay, and with the way things are going right now, with this supposed COVID and all this other stuff, we need to show more love to one another now than any other time in probably history. So
Right.
we need to show more love to one another, man. We out here shooting and killing each other like crazy. I mean, the shooting and killing each other is off the hook. Even during COVID, we out here popping off. And I get it. I understand why sometimes, we might want to go at a brother because, some of us, some of us need our ass whipped. I'm not even, I'm just going to tell it. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But killing each other and all of this, I just don't think it's worth it. You know what I mean? Like I said, we need each other, man. But and we're destroying each other. Yeah, the police are doing it.
Well,
We know they got a whole history of whipping our behinds and killing us, but we're doing it to each
mm-hmm.
other too. And that's something that,
But
I don't know if people want to admit it. If they, I don't know. But a lot of times
once
we out
again,
here shooting and killing each other over stuff that we shouldn't even be killing each other over.
right.
Now, if you want to whip somebody's ass, that's different. But to kill them, I mean, come
Hmm.
on. You know what I mean? And then you turn
Well,
around and talk about the police killing you, but you killing them.
because at the same time they're teaching us self hate. A lot of us,
Yeah,
when we look in the mirror,
absolutely.
we don't like what we see because everything
Right,
black is negative. Even just these little things. Black cat is bad luck. Bad guys wear black.
right,
Black, black, black. Negative, negative, negative. Even in the Hispanic community, negro,
right.
negro, or moreno. These are supposedly kind of been turned around to negative words, but or negative meaning, an aspect. Like I was saying before, even with the penny being of least worth. Every time I look at it, you always see pennies all over the floor. Like it ain't worth, but that's basically a Negro coin. Look at who they put on it. The only one president facing the other direction, and the coin of least worth. So when we look at our brown skin and we look at a penny, subconsciously all these things roll back. You don't even consciously probably think about it. Like, damn,
Hmm.
I don't really like myself, and I don't like other people that look like me. But the news,
And
media
you know
forces
what?
it.
You know what? Yo,
Mm-hmm.
what you saying also too plays a
Mm-hmm.
role. Self hatred and that low confidence in us, that also plays a role and helps to damage our relationships that we have with other people as
Exactly.
well.
That's
You know what
right.
I'm saying?
No
Looking
doubt.
for
That's right.
total validation from someone else, and if they don't give it to you,
Exactly.
that can cause a whole bunch of problems in the relationship.
That's right.
You know what I'm
Trying to
saying?
fill an empty hole in your soul that can't never be filled. Because as much as we try to love ourselves, and there's a war, like you said, there's a spiritual, mental, and a physical war. But when we try to have some kind of decency or moral or black pride, it's torn down. Look at Black Lives Matter, Blue Lives Matter, All Lives Matter. You know what I mean? Like, can't we have some? You don't think we've been. You know what I'm saying? That's like Jews saying the Holocaust matter, World War II matter, World War One matter. You know what I mean? Like the slaughter of the indigenous people matter. Like, why don't y'all just be quiet? Let them have their form of dignity, and you know what I mean, of sulking, of lamenting, or whatever they got to do. Well, once again, like our people, it's hard for us to rise. Look at the Panthers, power to all the people. They crushed
Mm,
them. You know what I'm
right.
saying? Like we try to rise and have any kind of pride, a sense of pride, even
And
as with
see,
our hair.
and you know what? That's
Hmm.
another part too. The fact that we got to learn how to work together. I think that's one of the things that's
True.
killing loving each other and
Hmm.
working together, trusting one another. They
But
broke that trust, man.
guess
I
what?
mean, and a lot of us, when you see different things like the Panthers or Malcolm X, and all of these different leaders who came in our time who were
Hmm.
literally destroyed with the help of their own people, black people.
Right.
So
Right.
how can you even
Yep.
trust your own and unify with your own when your own are snaking you just as fast as
But
anybody else? And of course,
well,
that's
once
been influenced and pushed by Whitey, of course. But
yeah,
the thing
that's
about
what
it
I was
is,
gonna say. Right.
yeah, it's about time now that we move past that. And I don't understand why we can't see that. Why we can't move past that
But
and say,
because
you
it
know
still
what, we're
is.
done with that shit.
But you know what? It
It's
is love too, because you got to think about it. Say if I'm not a sellout, right? I might not even be a criminal. I would never think about pushing a key of coke. But let's say I love my daughter, I love my family, I love my kids. Now the love is displaced. The love that I have for my children, I want money. So if you say, hey, I'm going to give you a deal, you can go to jail for the next 50 years for whatever we caught you on. It happened, and we saw it in the movie with the Judas. You know what I'm saying? With
mhm,
Fred Hampton and everything. I mean, we see it in all of them. All either ones that we don't even know that they had detectives around them undercover, but they probably giving them offers. You could be on the welfare line getting free cheese, or you could go to jail for the next 50 years. We saw it in the first Panthers movie with Kadeem Hardison. That white cop cornered him and said, "Well, I could do this, or you can either benefit from this situation, or I could bury you." You know what I'm saying? So you either love yourself and like, damn, I don't want to die. You either selfish or you got children. Once again, they're turning our love into something convoluted. Because most people say, "Oh, fuck it, I just hate niggers. I hate being a nigger. I think I'm gonna go sell out my race." You know what
Right.
I mean? Nobody said, but they're doing it for a reason. For probably somebody they love, or if they just selfishly love themselves and they don't want to die for the cause, whatever. It is what it is, but it's still
But
love
here's but
connected
see,
to it.
this is that's another problem with that I got too. Why do we always gotta die for something? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we gotta die to live in peace? Why do we have,
That's deep.
that's another, all of this to me has its deep roots in slavery.
Yes, indeed. Tore people
All of it.
apart, messed us up mentally,
You know what I'm
psychologically,
saying?
physically,
Right.
financially.
Mm,
Yeah. No, I was just, but
yeah.
yeah, it took us apart as a people. Not only that, because I talk to people about, yeah, but the Jews did not go through what our people went through. They still had a religion. You
Hmm.
can't, well, not for the most part, you can't find a Christian, a Muslim, a Buddhist Jew, and they're Jewish. You know what I'm saying? I think I
Hmm.
mentioned that before. For the indigenous people, they stuck together. You know what I'm saying? Like right now, they're on reservations and running casinos or whatever. They wasn't divided. They was killed. Large numbers of them was killed, but the ones that remained stuck together. Same with the Jews. You know, with the Jews, the Orthodox,
Hmm.
and all of them. Whatever Hitler did, they stuck together. They huddled up in rooms and attics. You know what I'm saying? With slavery, what happened with our people? They divided us. If you tell me if a Negro is trying to get off this plantation, I'll give you 3 extra plates of food, and I'll make you the house quartermaster. You know what I mean? They
Right.
divided us. They had time to stretch our people apart, to warp our way of thinking of, like we say, in love and everything else. They had time to traumatize and torture our people. What Hitler did, that was just a couple of months, years, whatever, not to belittle it. It was a great atrocity, you know what I'm saying,
Hmm.
against
Hmm.
humanity and everything. But they did not go through anything compared to what our people have gone through, still going through, and will go through. You know what I mean? Like, they're dissecting our people. They're
Right.
dissecting our love, our natural. I remember hearing about there was a project called Project X where they put the projects together. They use lab rats, and rats, like people know, are natural loving creatures. Like their babies come out. Like they.
Hmm.
But these rats, they would poke them and prod them, starve some of them, stack them in cages above one another, like the projects. They started turning on each other and killing each other, like a natural race of animals or beings or whatever, rodents that are naturally family inclinated, that stick together,
Hmm.
started turning on each other. And that's what happened with our people. They did experiments on this stuff, brother, way before they even did it to us. They already knew what the
Yeah.
impact would be from stacking
Yeah.
us and feeding crumbs and watch who fight over what. You know what I'm saying? You got to fight over jobs, fight over money, fight, fight, fight. And then you limit the food, limit space. Let's stack them on top of each other. All these have psychological effects. You know what I mean? Once
Yeah.
again, a majority of drug dealers and a lot of the brothers, like how the project started, where the
Hmm.
man he couldn't be part of the household. If the man
Oh,
was
hold
anywhere
on. Wait a
around,
minute. Wait a minute.
okay.
Hold on. I was taking a look at something. Oh, Michelle. All right, Michelle and Kevin White. If somebody Michelle, thank you for watching. I know who Michelle is. I'm talking about.
Hmm.
That's Michelle from that's Michelle from Left Rack. Left Rack City
Oh,
Queens.
left rat. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. And Kevin White, peace to y'all. Thank you for watching. My man
No doubt.
Keandre. What's up, man? Mr. Blanks, what's good? Yeah, I be seeing Mr. Blanks in the gym now with his wife. They be doing their thing. And that's good. That's good. That I like that. I like seeing that. I like seeing, people in relationships, working together. And I think one of the main keys in having a strong relationship is trying to work through your issues together as a unit. You know what I mean? And leaving others out of your mess. If you have a mess in your situation, like all of us, we've all had messes, we've all had issues or whatever. You work that out with the person that you love. I mean, if it's a time where you need counseling, I'm not saying counseling is wrong, but if it's a time where you need counseling, then you need to get counseling with someone who's going to handle it professionally, not going to your dad or somebody else to counsel you, because in some cases it may be a one-sided issue. You know what I'm saying? Depending on who you go to. You go to somebody who pretty much don't even know your minds and deal with it fair and square. You know, they'll tell you where you're wrong at, they'll tell you where you're right at. And, you know, hopefully they'll be the type of people that can help you come back together again or give you the ingredients on what you need to do to make your relationships stronger, you know. Um, but I just think that in some of the ways that we handle stuff, like I be hearing females talk sometimes, I'll be out there, it's just, it's crazy, man. They just be on they sound like dudes. Because like the way they be
Mm-hmm.
talking, like dang, you got a boyfriend or y'all if you in a relationship, like with that kind of mentality, like that don't work. Like that's not us, man. That's not us. It can't be us. I just think that we are we're doing something that is completely out of our culture. And I think we need to get back to culture. We need to get
Right.
back to what's good for us and not what somebody else taught us what this thing called love means. We need to do what's good for us. That's why I said about the environment. We need to get in a situation where we're in our own environment with our own laws and our own constitution, our own government, the way we do things as people of color of African descent. And
They won't like that. They
and,
saw
and,
what
and,
happened with
and
Black
we're,
Wall Street.
we're those African Americans as they call it. So we're gonna have a different swag. We're gonna like for instance, I saw when I say different swag, remember I was telling you about Jada Pinkett when I seen her just recently in a
Right.
video, she was talking I think on the red table or whatever she got,
Mm-hmm.
and she had her hair wrapped, and she had this real nice outfit on. It looked really
Right.
cultural, but at the same time it had that black U.S. black American type look. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
we bring a swag to things,
right,
right? Yeah,
it's
no
like we
doubt.
take it and we flip it. We add some culture to it, but we also add some
Even the
swag to it.
dashiki,
You know
yeah,
what I mean?
yeah, we're gonna rock it a different way, right?
Yeah,
No doubt.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So what do I mean by that? I'm just saying if we was under our own, I think we would do things a lot differently, and it wouldn't be about so much violence, man. It would be more about showing love, and
But once
for
again,
those
like,
that have, go ahead, go ahead.
oh no, no, go ahead. I don't want to cut. No, you was in the middle of it. Go ahead.
Now, I'm just saying for those who, if we can, I don't know if it's gonna happen in our lifetime, bro, but hopefully one day, what I'm saying, we could be able to, be in our own. The people that are here, we could be in our own environment, man. And we can do things the way that we need to do it. Because if we keep going along the way we're going right now, you know, I just don't think we're gonna make it, the way we should make it. You know, I
We as
don't
a
think so.
we as a people have to
You know,
realize that we're a resource for this planet. We're a
yeah.
resource to economically empower Europeans and other people across this globe. Since before, not even before slavery, because before slavery we were just traders, sugar, spices, Mansa Musa, you know what I'm saying? Like, we were rich. Well, people of elegance. Not every. Some people say we were all kings and queens. That's not possible. But we were okay. You know what I'm saying? As a people. But like, you got to realize it. Even with hip hop, with everything that makes this world go around, even with the inventions and everything, the more you dig, you'll see that a black person invented it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, they're harvesting our melanin. They're selling in, this sleep medicine and all this other. We're harvested daily, annually, for purposes, for money purposes,
That's what I'm saying.
for
Like,
this.
what kind of loving environment is this where you use us in the ways that you use us? You kill us at will, and then we got to go to court for justice. When and the shit is
Because
on video, you
because
pop us unnecessarily, but we got to go to court to try to figure out if we can get justice or not. I mean,
because
there's no
they
love
love.
there.
It is love. They love killing us. Once again, remember I said
Yeah,
earlier
they
about
love.
the
Yeah.
domestic,
Uh-huh.
the domestic dispute. The guy that's slapping his wife around don't love his wife. He loved the fact that he could slap her around. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So You could say that white people love it. No, they love the fact that they could come to our neighborhoods and kill us. They don't love justice and law. They don't love. They love the fact that they could come and brutalize us where we live. You know, that's why I keep repeating. We need to send them where they live and keep us where we live to police our own areas, because they're not joining the police force. Not, I can't speak for all of them, but for the most part, from what we're seeing, they just like, it's like somebody that like playing duck hunt. You know what I mean? Or like duck hunting. They don't love ducks. They'll have duck for you see ducks hanging around their house. That don't mean they love ducks. They love to kill ducks. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes is in the socio and the psychopathic mentality that goes into some of these people, their profession, or like I said, globally, there's a hate. And I was just talking to one of my cousins earlier. The black male is on the lowest end of the totem pole outside of the food chain. You know, sharks and other animals and gorillas and stuff like that. Because of our power. It's power. It's dominance. You know, like once again I said, they have to kind of feminize the men, kill us, and lock us up because we're one of the strongest things on this planet. And I'm not just talking some pro-black militant
Right,
stuff.
right,
This is
right,
just
right,
history. You know what I mean?
right.
Historically.
So how is the black woman gonna be able to deal with a man who acts like a woman?
Right.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
But once
I
again, look at
don't,
the
I
powers that be. They have to take the black. They have to take the. It is you could say an enemy or whatever you want to say. They can't have the enemy walking around with his chest poked out like he's Superman or Shaka
right,
Zulu. You know what I mean? We gotta. That's why they did the bug break and all these other different things to show you got no power, and they do it every day. What Derek Chauvin did was to show you got no power. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put my hands in my pocket. They're taping. Let them keep videotaping. You got no power, and I'm gonna show the world that you have no power. That you should have no self love, and anybody that looks like you should take a lesson from this. I can do what I want to do, and you can't do shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you
yeah,
just sit there and take it. And for centuries, they've been trying to show this and project this to us and our people. They used to beat pregnant women, beat a slave in front of a pregnant woman to breed fear into the pregnant baby that hasn't even come out into the world yet. These are experts on fear,
look,
manipulation,
look on.
demasculation.
If you read this book called "100 Years of Lynching,"
Mm,
they used to they got stories in there where pregnant women were being hung, and as to set an example, they would cut the stomach open, pull out the fetus,
yep,
stomp on the doggone
right.
fetus.
I was just reading
Okay,
something about that. Like, man,
you know what I'm saying? Just to
I,
instill that fear in us,
fear.
you know,
Right.
and
So
and,
once,
and
hmm
that's another form again. That is another form of stripping away self love.
and the
You know what I mean?
capability and
So
the ability to love.
when you keep doing things to strip away self love, then how could you come together to love? You see what I'm
That's another
saying? When
thing
you
too.
don't even love yourself, if you've been taught that you're ugly, you're dark,
Right.
you black tar baby, and
Right.
all this other stuff, like, and black is bad, and the light skin dark skin situation
Yeah.
from back in school.
hmm
We was going to school coming up. Oh, I don't want to be with her. She black. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You black too,
You see it
nigga.
all over. Right.
Like, but the
Right.
self hate, but the
hmm
mindset, of what
Right.
the way we were taught.
Right.
We were
But you ever
taught
heard
to.
that saying?
Uh
How
huh.
can you love somebody else if you can't love yourself? See, the
Yeah.
powers that be, no, if we can strip that away from you, you'll never have love. You'll just think you have love, or you can find
Right.
love, whatever. Like I said, with the plantations, with the masses and all of that, it was like Massa put you together with this. That was by design, because they see she got baby producing hips and stuff, and this is a man. They go, he's strong. Is gonna produce X Y Z for me, a big baby that's gonna grow up in 12 years, and my money's gonna come to fruition, or my investment on these two slaves. But you going through your mind, oh, this is love. And they probably was really in love through their conditions. We're
Mm-hmm.
both slaves. We got to hide away and run away to the barn to go have sex, and they fall in love. But guess what? At any moment, Master come in, and it was always that fear. How can you
Mm-hmm.
really love if you have fear and you got self-hatred? I'm wondering, man, the atrocities of what they did to our people and the residue that still remains is incredible, man. Like, yo,
Yeah,
it's bugged up.
because
Like, once
within
again,
that
like, what we
residue,
talking about it.
because within that residue is that self hate that that comes to a
Yes.
point where
Right.
it's produced out of us. We kill each other
Right.
over petty stuff, or
Right.
we fighting with each other over petty stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Right.
we bring that alcohol into our relationships. We bring
Mm-hmm.
drugs into our relationships. We bring
Right.
abuse, physical abuse, spiritual abuse, all types
Yep.
of forms of abuse in our relationships. And I think again, a lot of it is rooted. It goes back to that. But I think what I'm saying now is we know that now. How can we fight against that? How can we fight against these things to make our relationships better? You know what I'm
Some of
saying?
the
Because we can't keep living in the same type of energy, in the same type of living in the same ways and producing the same habits. We got to
right.
be able to change that as black men and women and learn how to love each other more and support each other more,
Al-
even when you're doing good or if you're doing bad. You get what I'm saying?
although it's slow rolling, I'm seeing the change. I remember at one time everybody on the streets like, "Yo, what up, my nigga? What up, my nigga?" All day long now. Hey, what's up, brother? All right, my brother. Have a good day, brother,
Hmm.
brother, queen, sister. The dialogue is changing. And I had this conversation a couple of years ago with somebody. It was like, "Oh, I'm just saying nigga out of affection." Right, I hear you, but some of the syntax needs to change because you know what? It's like waking up every morning to your wife, and instead of saying "Good morning, Queen," you're saying "What up, ho?" You know what I mean? Like that's y'all might not
That
have an
ain't cool.
argument. It's not cool at all. But she's gonna
You ain't gonna have no
walk
wife.
around exactly. But she's gonna walk around all day just from just saying that in the morning. Her whole day is probably thrown off. Or let's say y'all play around that way. What up? You know, I'm just saying it affectionately, baby. Come on,
No,
don't get
no, that ain't.
psychologically, But once again, our race is the only people that do it to ourselves. Have you ever seen two Hispanic people say, "Yo, what up, my spick?" Huh? Have you ever
They
seen
probably
two
got other
Chinese?
words they use.
Not derogatory, not to my knowledge. I've never seen two Asian people come up to each other and say, "What up, my gook?" Or two Jewish people. You know what I'm saying? The pattern that I'm following. But we picked up once again. A lot of people say, "Oh, you'll keep going back to slavery." Yeah, because a lot
Hmm.
of damage was done there. Now, how we gonna walk away with an affectionate term, a nigga? I know how it happened because usually we take the slop and we turn it into a delicacy. We take the negative words and turn it into something of affection. But this is what this whole show is about: taking their warped way and making it into something that resembles love to us. You know what I'm saying? We're taking their scraps or whatever, or their beatings, or whatever we learn from them, and translating it into love. These are sociopaths and psychopaths that like to see people hang from the neck, that will lean on your neck for 9.5 minutes. I'm not saying the white people out there, I don't think I'm talking about all of y'all. I'm just saying it's in your DNA. You go back to Rome, to go back to foreign history as you can go, you'll see a pattern of torture with the, you know what I'm saying? That
Yeah.
even with their woman, they classified them witches and all kind of stuff and burned them to death. Watched them crackling and shit, like you roasting the fucking what you call them things, marshmallows and stuff.
Hmm.
Like to watch
Hmm.
a human go through that, human suffering, there's something wrong with people. But
Yeah,
anyway,
there's no love there. But
no, there's no
here's what I
love.
think. Here's what
Hmm.
I think. I think one, um, the black man and the black woman have to work together. They have to go back into things like conversating with each other, communication.
Right.
I think communication is key when it comes to having a stronger relationship because when you communicate, you have a better understanding of
True.
how to move as a unit. When you don't communicate and you just going off the top of your head with this, that, and third, then all you're gonna go is this way
Right.
because you're assuming this, he's assuming that, and there's no communication. Nobody's talking to each other.
Hmm.
So that I think that has to be one of the number one things is communication. And I think
Very strong point.
I think spending valuable time with one another. I
Hmm.
think that also too can help, bring about a more of a loving environment between two people. It's okay
Yes.
to I know this is something that I've spoken about. Um, it's okay to have your children come first. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But
Hmm.
your relationship also has to come first. Something got to, you know what I'm saying? You got to
Right.
be able
That's
to
right.
spend time together and work together as a team. Spend
Right.
that time, go out. You can go out with the kids or spend that time with each other, going out to places. It doesn't have to be extravagant. You could just walk in
Hmm.
the park. You could
Right.
just sit outside. You could get in the car together and drive around. There's times where, me and
Hmm.
my girl, we got in the car and just drive around,
Right.
and just chill.
Yeah, family
So I
time.
mean,
But
huh?
once again, I'll be telling people now that this social distancing started a long time ago. I mean, not to just blame cell phones and iPads and all these different things,
Hmm.
but I remember at a point in time when the family used to sit at the dinner table together. No matter what you went through without your day,
Yeah,
you would come together at the dinner table. Everybody would eat, discuss, talk about their day, who their friends are, what's
right.
going on. But the social distancing, the disconnect, that's been going on
Yeah,
for the last couple of decades. So yeah, it's going. It's really a negative aspect in society that we need to get back. It's important, but remember too the barbecues and the stuff where you got grandma. Now all these kids
yeah.
running around with
Grandma,
disrespect.
grandpa were together.
Everybody, the whole family. You
Everybody
probably got
come through.
family members sleeping together now and don't even know their family because that was made
Wow.
families cohesive because we
Wow.
got together at the
Yeah,
barbecues,
yeah,
the get together, the
yeah,
cookouts, the dinner
yeah.
table. We sat, we spoke, we talked. You know what I mean? Like there was more of a family unit. Now there's no respect. There's no sense of family. There's no
No
sense of
respect at all.
anything.
Right,
No,
right,
no,
right.
no. And that's what I'm saying. Like
Everybody's thugged out.
I was sitting in the car and I saw like these 5 and 7 year olds cursing more than I curse. Like they just on the F this and that. I'm looking at a high pitched voice like wow, like
Mm,
it's definitely. But see, that's the thing now. Like I said, with the society that we live in, when kids got a lot of energy, they say they got ADD. When an elderly person starts speaking, we say they got Alzheimer's or they got dementia. Everything is displaced in society. But everybody that knows everything is all these weirdos running around. You know what I'm saying?
mm,
I'm not even going to name the weirdo groups, but to take the wisdom of our elders and
mm,
the energy of our youth, and they're
mm.
making it seem like there's something wrong with it. These people are anti-natural. If they could take the sun out the sky, they would do that. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
paint
yeah,
it
yeah.
black.
Okay.
Like, but this is what I'm saying. This war, it goes way past us just learning like love. We don't even know where to start. We're starting by just having terms of endearment or respect. My brother, my sister. That's the beginnings, the stages.
Right.
But we're basically writing the playbook every day. You know what I'm saying? We're writing the manuscript as we live because it was
Look,
stolen from us. Hmm.
I got a question.
Hmm.
Is sex love?
I believe sex is a display of the affection or the once again is a thin line between love and lust, but it's an expression of it in
Right.
a sense like actually it can enhance it too.
Because I say that because a person who is promiscuous,
Hmm.
they can have sex, but it don't necessarily mean they love you.
No, they don't love you, but once again, like I said about the abusive husband, they love sex. So it's still
Hmm.
love in a sense, but they don't love all 100 men they slept with or 100 women.
Right.
They just
Right.
love sex and they love easy women or easy men or situations that they can be put in to do what they love to do. You know what I mean?
Right.
A lot of what our people do, a lot of what humans do is about love. We all want to be loved. We all want love. We want to love. But sometimes we just do it in misguided ways. But yeah, sex in itself,
Ha.
sex in itself, though, in my opinion, is like it enhances it. You know what I'm saying? It's like working out. You work out and everything, right? What if you didn't eat no
Yeah, I'm
food?
gonna be doing that as soon as I leave this.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
picture,
Yeah. Yeah.
picture if you didn't eat any food. You would be malnutrition. You would shrivel up. Like something would go wrong with your physical physique because you need food in order to build your body. In a sense, I'm not saying you need sex to build a relationship, but it helps. You know what I mean? You need
Yeah.
affection,
It does.
communication. All of these are nutrients. These are nutrients that fortify and help relationships. You know what I'm saying? Just like with a physical aspect, you need certain vitamins and certain sex is like a vitamin. You know what I mean? I need this, and then you wake up in the morning, hi baby, you saying good things to each other. If you're not having sex, if you calling each other nigger and whore and this and that, it's like not watering a plant. It's gonna diminish. Same thing as a body. You could be trying to work out. You could be trying to be in love, but what's gonna happen is it's gonna start diminishing because these are the nutrients, the vitamins, in a sense. It seems like we're glitching. I don't know if you're still catching me. See, we got a weak signal. You there still? I don't know where you. You still got me? Okay. I heard. I don't know. I know it's glitching out a little bit. You still there? I think we got a bit of a scrambled signal going through now. Okay, there you go. I got you a little
Like I
bit.
said, we're going to be we're going to be we're going to be coming back on this. This was just the warm up. We got a whole
Oh,
thing in store for this. We're going to have some guests come on,
yes,
and we're going to
indeed.
continue this conversation about love and are we really living in the love that we're supposed to live? You know, are we
Mm,
really living in love when it comes to our relationships with each other and the people that we love, and just in this environment in general? Like, is there really love here? You know,
right.
and we need to work on it. We need to fix that, especially for our people. We need to fix that. We need to
Yes,
get back
indeed.
to love because we're lacking. I feel we're lacking, and and just with the amount of brothers and sisters that are out there killing each other, it's crazy. When I watched the show, I think on TV1. I
Mm,
forget the name. I forget the name of that. I think it's called Fatal Attraction or something like that, where they talk about stories of black people
mm,
who kill each other,
mm.
and these people are in relationships and they're killing their girlfriends. Girlfriend setting up the boyfriend, getting him killed. It could be a husband, whatever it might be. And I say to myself, well, damn, man, we acting just like the slave, the slave master.
Right.
We acting just like him.
Yep.
It's like he don't pass the baton on to us, and we taking it, and we acting just stupid and retarded as he acts.
That's exactly what's happening. Right. No doubt.
So, what kind of display of love is that if you got a damn series on TV1?
Hmm.
So what we're going to do is we're gonna come back and revisit this, and we're gonna talk to some brothers and sisters that I want to be a part of this conversation,
Right.
and
Definitely.
we want some help on getting us back to real love, ancestral love, the love that our ancestors maybe used to practice with one another. The love that can keep our relationship strong, our family strong, and just when the family is strong, the community is strong. When the community is strong, the nation is strong, the race is strong. You know what I mean? I just think
We got to
we're,
be
we're
where to
lacking a
leaving.
lot of different things, and you
Got to
know,
be where to leaving. Be where to leave in a religious sense, but beware of
mhm,
who's teaching us black love. You remember all of those black exploitations? Like what was that? Foxy Brown and all of that. That was their image of sexy woman.
yeah,
Wouldn't put her in a head. Like the garb, the three fourths, and everything. And when you look at it, these was Jewish people and different other people, ethnicities making these movies. We
mm,
probably thought that there was black people making these movies, but the way they project us, like I remember Family Matters, man, that was a great show. It showed family love, family issues until
mm,
somebody got the bright idea to bring in Urkel. Then it became the Urkel show, and it got sidetracked. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah,
like things like that. We got to be careful of who we letting us feed us. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah,
Information about how we should deal with each other. You know
right,
what I mean? Like we got to be very careful because people will
yeah,
slip in and go, "Oh, y'all should do it this way." Look, just leave us alone. We can figure this out. We can, you know what I mean? We're
yeah,
natural loving people. Let us, because you got. I bet you're gonna have somebody come out soon and say it's corny to call another black man a brother. You know what I mean? It might be a rapper. They might pay off an L rapper to make a song, just to destroy that natural impulse in us to relate
Yeah,
or
but we ain't
respect
gonna
to
let
each
that
other.
happen though. We ain't gonna let that happen because we already understand how the system works. And if you
Some of
do,
us do.
if you do let that influence you, then whoever that is, they're an idiot. You should never let that influence you unless you're just
True.
young and retarded and you really don't understand.
But think
You
about it. That's
know
where most of the
what
fads
what's
come
happening.
from. That's the generation gap. They get the
You
young
know.
thinking, oh, they old. They saying brother to each other because they old and stupid. You know what
Well,
I
see,
mean?
it
And
starts to me. I think it starts with us. It starts with
mhm,
us. We, regardless of what is being said, it starts with us. We got to be the ones to try to reprogram ourselves. Like I said before,
true.
um, all of this was done by straight up programming and conditioning.
Yes,
So
indeed.
now
Right.
you have to
Reprogramming,
undo that.
unconditioned. Right.
And you got to undo it. Have your own schools. Have educate your kids in your own way about what it is to show love or to have love with each other. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we ain't never gonna get into beefs and problems. I'm not saying that we perfect human beings. There's some
Right.
people that you probably want to slap the hell out of right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I mean, I get that. I
Hmm.
understand. But what I'm saying is, overall, we need to, get back on the right track.
True.
Because I just think that
I think too
this
that.
discussion needs to be had,
Oh yeah, definitely
and
needs
and and
to
and
happen.
yeah, this discussion needs to be had, and we're gonna get I'm gonna have different points of view come on here to talk about this issue of black love and how if it's holding us together or if there's a lot of things in it that's keeping it real
Hmm.
shaky.
Right.
Because the murder rate in our community when it comes to each other shouldn't be like that. It should not be like this at all. You understand what I'm saying? And like I said, no matter where you go, whether you in New York, whether you in the Carolinas, whether you in you know West Coast, whatever it is, in our communities, we are wiping each other out, and our relationships are falling apart due to differences of opinion, or one
Hmm.
person spoiled, want things their way, and you ain't having it their way, so goodbye, or there's no money, lack of money, bye. All kinds of stuff is going on, and my thing is we need to try to address what is going to hold our foundation together as black people. You know what I'm saying? And hold our relationships, make them a lot more solid, make them a lot more tighter.
Communication is the
So we
key.
don't just allow anything to just separate us. You understand?
Communication is definitely key.
So
That's right.
yeah,
Divide and conquer.
right.
But if they can stop us
So
communicating, hmm.
yeah, absolutely. So at this point, it's 10:20. I need to get to the gym before I get too sleepy, and you know, I just want to thank those, for watching. I want to thank those who are
Hmm.
going to watch after the fact because, we come on at night, so you may not watch right then and there, but you watch later. And I just want to thank those people who watch. And I appreciate you. Like I said, join my Keeping It 100 2021 group. Follow that group. And this is the regular Keeping It 100 podcast group. That's a private group. The other one is an open group. You can follow it, join it. And like I said, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. My man Henry, what you got, man?
Yep. All I can say is thank y'all, man. I sense the change. The current is changing, and for all of our family, all of our people out there, thank y'all for all being part of it. And also, that's what I wanted to say. There is no manuscript for this. We're writing the manuscript, like I was saying earlier. Whatever you want to do, anything pertaining to peace and love, just go out, just do it. You know what I mean? You'll be the
Right,
one, the first person to do this, the first person to show black love, or this or that, whatever.
right,
We just got to show it instead of showing black hate. Whatever it is, and show support for our people. Everybody else shows support for their people. Whether it's black business or whatever it is, we just remain tight, man, as a people. everything else will work itself out. And like just like you were saying, with love and everything, it's about communication. Just
Right.
spread love, man. Spread love and communicate and stay tight. Everything else, it'll work itself out. It'll work out.
Absolutely, absolutely. So,
Work.
like I said, this is going to be like a 5 to 10 part series. So, this is just the warm up. This is just
Right.
part
Oh,
one.
we're gonna get
We're
deep.
going to be coming back.
Oh
We're going to be
yeah,
going
we're
in, and
going
we're going to
deep.
have some special guests come through, and we're going to talk about this. Okay.
Yes, indeed.
Peace. We out of
Peace,
here.
fam, out there
We
working.
got to go. I'm tired.
No doubt.
You know. And yo, my man,
Peace,
be safe.
family out there.
Okay.
All right.
Y'all be safe
Yo,
out there.
y'all
One is knowledge, knowledge, the foundation, foundation. One is knowledge, knowledge, the foundation, foundation. One is knowledge, knowledge, the foundation, foundation.
All right. All right.
we still
Yeah, I'm gonna end it right now. I'm gonna give you a call in a minute.